Hi everyone, this is Gail Julie Makes. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to have a bit of an experiment again with alcohol inks and the flood technique on a gel plate. I wanted to do a landscape today using various masks. So I've got some hill masks that are made out of acetate, and then I've got a mask from Stencilgirl that I want to use to get a bit of detail on the mountains. So I'm using the Ranger alcohol blending solution and I'm flooding my plate so that I've got a good base for the alcohol inks to move around on, and I'm just giving it my gel plate a tilt just so it moves around a little bit more freely. And then I'm going to bring in my Ranger inks. I'm starting off with moss, just lay a bit of that down on the plate. And obviously the colours are going to graduate for the mountains. Now I bought in the the acetate mask, which is by Lavinia Stamps. They've got an acetate set that is mountains and hillsides. And I'm just going back in with a moss just to try and get that defined edging against the acetate. The reason I didn't do this with paper is the alcohol would obviously just sink into it and that wouldn't really work. So I'm just manipulating the ink a little bit there. And I'm just sort of waiting for it to dry a little bit. I do bring in my air dryer later on, but I'll show you that. And then next step, I'm going to go in with my Stencilgirl mask, and this is the Longwoods mask. You can find it on their website, and also Stampers Grove have it in the UK, which is where I got mine from. It's got the biggest Stencilgirl collection in the UK, so thanks to them I can get whichever stencils I like. And then I am just adding a little bit more alcohol ink in between the mask and moving that around with the air dryer. And then you can just keep switching between the blending solution and the alcohol ink as you go. Now at this point I'm actually lifting the acetate slightly and guiding the ink back down because I don't want to lose that sort of crisper edge. I don't mind if I've got a few wispy bits, but you know, I want it to look like a mountain still. So, and then I'm removing the mask completely to see what I've got and just drying it off a little bit more. So now I've just bought in a second mountain mask and just laying that down in an area where I think it will work. And I'm going for, obviously, you know, some of those areas that are clear of alcohol ink at the moment. And then I'm just going to lay my blending solution down again like I did for the first one, trying to get some up against the actual acetate mask this time as well. And then I'm going to come in with what colour did I use? Oh yeah, I decided to go for the pool colour next. And kind of think this looks a little bit similar because I said obviously we were going to graduate the colour. It does look a little bit similar to the previous one, so I actually go in and I add a bit of Monsoon to darken it off a little bit. Now bring the air dryer in again at this point. I'm holding the air dryer very close to the gel plate. It's a cool setting, so it's not going to hurt the plate, but it does send the ink flying everywhere. So, you know, hold it a bit further away if you don't want to sort of make too much mess. Now, I did notice as well, didn't think this was going to happen, but probably should have guessed really, that when I pull that acetate off, it actually pulls quite a lot of the ink with it. So what I did at this point was I decided to go back in with some different alcohol inks just to cover that area. It was kind of a bit of a happy mistake because I'm actually quite pleased with the fact that I decided to use this as like an area of sort of flat land or like ploughed land, so it worked out well. And what I actually did was I went in with some gloss spray. This is the new Dina Wakley syrup gloss spray that I really absolutely love the colour of and wanted to try and use it. You'll probably see in a second it doesn't really work, so I try and lay another mask over the top and it just sort of smushes around, you know, it just makes a bit of a mess really. So what I decided to do was just, obviously I clean my mask and then I just dab it down a little bit and I go back in with alcohol inks in a similar colour. So I think I used a bit of peach Bellini for this one. You could use rust as well, love that colour as well. So there's still a few remnants of the gloss spray, which I think give it a little bit of something extra, but if I was to do it again, I'd just stick with purely with the alcohol inks because you get more or less the same effect. And what I did was I grabbed like a little spatula just to make some lines with in the alcohol ink, so it would look like a ploughed field like I suggested. This worked pretty well, to be honest, so it is nice, as well as using masks that are actually bought, you know, masks or stencils. You can also use tools to make marks as well. And then this sort of looks a bit like a lighter mountain in the background, so I think I'm gonna go with that. Then I come in with one final mask for the bottom section, and I actually decide to sort of hold this mask, just tilt it in the hope that, you know, the alcohol ink won't move underneath it, but also I won't pick up any of that previous alcohol ink by laying it down onto the plate, basically. So it was a bit tricky, but it did pretty much work how I wanted it to. Obviously, just remember to keep your air dryer a bit further back because, again, the ink went everywhere. But luckily, it didn't actually go on the rest of the picture. It just went, you know, onto my mat quite a lot. So if you don't mind mess, it should be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is just whiz this on a little bit. I am just going to be focusing on the eggplant colour now and moving that around against the acetate mask, and then also bringing the Stencilgirl mask back in to try and get some sort of plants and foliage in the foreground. So to pull the piece, I'm going to go in with a Dina Wakley acrylic called Mineral, which has got a very light blue tint to it. So I'm going to lay that down, brayer it, and then I'm going to pull the whole piece with a piece of multivarious card, which is about 330 GSM. So it's a nice, thick, chunky card that has a lot of give. It also allows you a couple of minutes drying time as well. So, you know, you're going to get a good pull. Okay, and let's give it a pull. And we have got that. Pretty pleased with that, guys. Would have been nice to not have so many white flecks, but you know, that does kind of add a little bit of detail. But I love that hillside bit, that's sort of the Sergio Mountains, and that's kind of like a maybe a ploughed area of land. Just sort of see our bits of plants coming up in the front of the scene. So yeah, really pleased with this one actually. I think this one would look really nice framed, and definitely want to do more in this style in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know if you have a go yourself. And it was an air dryer that I was using, so it was cool air that was blowing the actual alkaline inks around, just in case anyone was thinking about asking that. And do please let me know, put me a picture in the comments if you have a go yourself, and do consider subscribing to the channel as well. I'm approaching 700 subscribers now, which is awesome because we only reached 600 a couple of weeks ago. So thanks so much, guys. Really, you know, appreciate that support from you. Top left there is my profile picture, so if you do want to subscribe, then please do click on that and hit the bell and all notifications. That will let you know whenever I've got a new video coming out. And bottom left there is another video that I think you might like, so go check that one out as well. Okay guys, I hope you have a great week crafting. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.